Greetings. Welcome to Little Discovery Corner. Hope everyone's doing well. As I was opening up, getting ready for this reading, I felt an energy of kind of hopefulness. That's a word I feel like kind of want to say. I heard things like, you're on your way, your soul is moving or awakening. And reflect on past actions, choices for habits and patterns on like things you get triggered by, maybe a certain way of acting with certain types of connections, such as romantic connections that you've always accepted as normal, that have been panning out for you lately. And maybe think about it from, say, the other person's perspective to find wisdom. And I heard wisdom, wise, becoming wise. And so I think you are taking those lessons and learning wisdom. And a song that's been stuck in my head lately is a little tune from Friends. The singing guy, where the apartment across the way, Rachel is sleeping in Joey's room because they have switched apartments, and when she gets woken up early in the morning by this guy across the alley who's singing with his window open. Oh look, 6 of Pentacles, okay. And he sings, morning's here, morning is here, sunshine is here. And then the dark of night has disappeared, and that was stuck in my head really loudly the past couple of days. So I think that could be a sign. And all I see is like a candle, and I've been seeing candles. Candles tend to be everywhere, but that could be significant. Which maybe it's just you're following the light of your higher self, the light of wiser thinking and learning, higher learning. Okay. All right. I feel like you're coming into a better energy about a connection on your mind with or you're getting in touch with like your emotions. You're mastering your emotions, understanding your emotions better. Yeah, King of Swords and or you're in a better place reflecting on an emotional connection that was important to you. You're coming into your sun. It kind of reminds me of the candle I was just talking about, the light, walking into the light. King of Pentacles, look at that. Yeah. New sense of mastery, new sense of energy, new sense of like personal agency, asserting yourself, walking away, drawing boundaries over past ways of secrecy, games, manipulations, in order to protect the innocence of this connection and your own innocence and your own inner child. Yeah, that was the decision you had to make to block yourself off. This also has to do with choices. Yeah, standing ready to defend yourself and important people who are important to you. Okay. Yeah, sailing out of contentious situation into a promising future after mourning and ending. And having to defend your new start. So you can march forward with into new emotional security and awareness. The dark of night has disappeared. Sun, the moon. Oh yeah. Endings, realizations. Perhaps being overbearing and being unaware of the turmoil within, say, your psyche that might have been driving certain decisions. Karmic justice, karmic scales are balancing. No. By someone who pronounced judgment after a broken heart. Judgment, yes. 5 of Wands. I want to say a community of people has come under judgment and met an ending over betrayals. Look at how violent that looks. And you're reminiscing over the past and wanting to go back to an old way, an old connection that has been on your mind. Yeah. Walking away toward new, a new connection, or possibly a reconnection. Let's see. What's next? We'll keep going with these. What's next? All right. The 5 of Swords. Sun and Empress. Your community is trying to keep attacking. Perhaps you're the new start. You're trying to birth into existence by following your light, your truth, your higher self. But you got to stay strong in defending yourself. What else for the collective going forward? All right. It may leave you battle weary and worn out, but it's important to come to a better place for your future. 4 of Wands again. Stability, home, happiness. Yeah, if you want to charge towards that future. Okay. I'll get out my elemental impact. Tell me about the current state of the collective. Rest. Okay, that's important. And it may be a time for you to rest. And you may have gone through some spiritual battles, some drama, attacks, social attacks, that sort of thing. And you're coming out, you're learning lessons, and you taking some rest. This person lines right up with King and Queen of Swords. Following your own personal light, your higher self, wisdom, clarity. Yeah, reflecting on past actions, on whether or not you may, subconsciously even have been projecting insecurities onto others in order to take lessons and grow. And this, this lines right up with rest. This lady's sleeping on the ground here. She's got those butterfly wings, which is a symbol of transformation, creatrix. Oh, this lines up with the Empress. The Empress is pregnant, but this person has a new baby, but birth your creations, birth your new start, right? Honor phases. The moon again. Respect where you are. All right. Sometimes you might feel set back. You might feel weakened. You might feel in a place of lack, but hold hope that as long as you stay true to your wants, your needs, your emotional world, and honor your higher self, you can make your way to stillness. Always, these are all very restful cards. Calm the mind, overthinking, observe, awareness, observe your own habits, observe your past. And as I always say, getting out for a nice long walk, especially out in nature, if you can, is good for clearing the mind. Yeah, and grounding, getting yourself grounded, kind of definitely helps. Just a walk out in the woods definitely helps dispel negative self-talk. Let it dissipate from you and get your thoughts straight and understand how you feel. Nice long solitary walk. Inner child again lines up with that 6 of Cups. protecting your inner child and honoring your inner child. Don't be afraid to have, some good wholesome fun, climb a little playground, swing on the monkey bars, relax a little bit about trying to be a perfect adult. And as I like to say, that there is a difference between childish and childlike, and honoring your inner child and navigating life with a sense of childlike wonder and childlike amusement. Sun again. Light, passion, illumination, motivations don't dim your light. And that, I think, is where following your soul, following your higher self, trying to go where it's leading you. And that's what you're trying to do right now. Anything else? Now I have an alarm that keeps, I thought I had pressed stop and I pressed pause and it turned on again. So that could be confirmation of like interfering energy. That's 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords, a community trying to block you from moving into your new life, turning a new page, and asserting yourself and reconnecting, making new connections, or reconnecting with happier, healthier, more nourishing, equal give and take connections, because they want to continue being your energy vampires. Yep. Cleanse and release. That lines up with all the reflecting and letting go of negative self-talk that I was just talking about. This is a really pretty card. Emotional energy. Emotions are messengers to be met with appropriate attention, action, and gratitude. Okay, yeah, I was just saying at the beginning, observe your emotions, observe your thoughts, and if there's like, say, someone expressing to you how they feel or felt hurt by something you did, if you feel automatically triggered and defensive, perhaps just stop and ask yourself why that is. Why am I automatically getting triggered? Why am I getting defensive and deflecting back on them? Is there something I need to take accountability for? Because there's, in any big blowout situation, there is always something on both sides. Like whether you are the transgressor or you need to, say, apologize to yourself for being a little too giving and not seeing the energy vampire for who they really were. Misalignment. Miracles become normal once we face all the aspects of our life in the same direction. Yeah, resting, following your higher self, letting things go. It's about realizing what's no longer aligned with you. And look, this lady's resting again, so it's important to, on a mundane level, listen to your body and get rest as needed. This is renewal. Regeneration begins with decay. All right, letting the old you die away. Strength and vulnerability. Admitting when you're wrong. Admitting to any triggers. Anything that triggers you excessively that you may need to take a look at and unpack, perhaps possibly with the help of a therapist. This lady seems a little older to me. Oh, she's got a little bird that almost makes me think of the 9 of Cups, but she seems older. You think this person has taken wisdom. They know when to cover up against the cold. They keep a stick to keep their balance, that sort of thing. They've taken lessons of life and they know how to navigate through the fog. Enough. You were born enough. And that could be what that mentality of lack that causes you to feel triggered easily when, say, you feel criticized and attacked. If someone's just simply expressing how they feel, you may feel attacked because you don't feel like enough. Like you feel like you're never good enough. Everything feels like a criticism, and that comes from a place of lack and not seeing your own worth, affirming your own worth and value within yourself without needing others, like especially authority figures, to affirm that for you. And all human beings are worthy and valuable, regardless of their station in life, how they look, how much they make. Strength and vulnerability, that one came out again. And being able to admit if you're feeling weak, if you're feeling unworthy, if you're feeling unlovable, if you're feeling attacked because of an insecurity over not feeling worthy and valuable. Being able to admit that to yourself and or others, including even a therapist, takes strength. The strength of being vulnerable and open. Okay, I think I will end with some angel numbers. Oh, look at this. Assistance with access. It is necessary to ask for and accept help. Ask for and accept help in order to receive it. What was I just saying about opening up to a therapist as needed? All right. Anything else going forward? One, two, three. You are on your way. That lines up with what I heard as I was getting ready. You're on your way. Your soul is moving. 3, 2, 1. Boundaries. What was I just talking about? Keeping those swords up, keeping those defenses up to protect your inner child, protect trustworthy connections that are important to you, that are worth defending. Help incoming! It's all coming together now. The final step in receiving is to have an open mind. Right now, choose a centering pose such as butterfly, child's, easy seat that promotes inner peace. Feel abundantly grateful that more is on its way to you in divine timing. I think maybe I'll do a couple more. Having fun. Ooh. 154. Personal journey, valuable lessons have been learned. Your angels are proud of your personal journey of self-truth and personal responsibility. The journey is a result of your choosing to learn valuable lessons from past mistakes. What I've been saying the whole time. Write a list of what you have changed in your life since learning a valuable lesson. Romantic relationships. That lines up with those early cards. The lovers. That 4 of Wands with the couple standing in front of a house. Reconfigure your love connections. 955. You are being asked to change up your way of doing things in romance. What was I talking about earlier in the beginning? Whether you are single or in a relationship, your angels would like you to take today to reflect and reconfigure on how you go about connecting with others. Give yourself a hug right now. Feel the love you have within abundantly flow throughout your body and your soul. Yeah, giving your love to yourself, affirming your own worth and value, and so you can more easily see the worth and value of others with whom you want to kindle a strong, nurturing, healthy connection of equal give and take. Victory! That's where you're going. Be content with what you've done. Recall the sacrifices you've made, the work you did, and truths you uncovered. Your angels applaud you and send you celebratory energy. Show them you receive it by thanking yourself out loud right now. Perhaps even dance or sing along to your favorite happy song. What was I talking about? Honoring your inner child. Feel the divine flow through you. All right. Yeah. Pat yourself on the back for work you have done so far. Take a rest, and so you can build your energy back up for your new chapter in life. All right, if you've made it this far into the reading, please drop a heart in the comments, click like, subscribe to the channel. I hope that this has helped somebody out there today. I will see you next time.